Nigeria's economy hasn't been in a very good place for a while.
Public hunger is growing in Nigeria due to spiraling inflation and a cost of living crisis.
The current minimum wage sits around 30,000 naira, and a bag of rice, 50 kg bag of rice, is about 54,000 naira. Meaning, if you earn minimum wage, it will take you almost 2 months of your salary, if you don't spend it on anything else, to be able to afford a bag of rice. So as tailors, as fashion designers, what do we do in a country that is currently experiencing a lot of inflation? One of the only solutions that I have come to see is if you learn, or if you start earning in foreign currency. In this video, I'll be giving you a guide on how to earn in foreign currency if you are a Nigerian tailor or a fashion creative living in Nigeria. Basically going to be giving you a crash course on international trade for the Nigerian tailor. Thanks to the rise of social media, we have seen rapid growth for a lot of Nigerian brands that just wouldn't have been possible if they didn't utilize social media. Sites like Instagram and YouTube have made it possible for you to be, discovered regardless of where you stay. So it doesn't really matter where you are. Thanks to the internet, if you are ready to work and if you are ready to put the work in, you would be, you can get seen by people that live abroad. The first step would be for you to study Instagram and see what other brands are doing. Now, there are a lot of pages on Instagram that make relatively easy to make and easy to wear, ready to wear pieces. I'm not saying you should go out and become a copycat, but what I'm saying is that you can study them, see what they make, and put your own spin on it. Now, if you choose to go this route, you need to make you need to keep some money aside to invest into such a thing, because such a thing would need you to have a decently good camera, but most importantly, you will need to spend some money on the fabrics for the designs that you draw up or the designs that you decide that you want to make. You might need to buy fabrics, or if you have customers already that you are working with that make stuff like that, you can take permission, take pictures of whatever you have made for them, take the pictures and use your phone to post it on Instagram. Now, I'm sure you are wondering, but there are 1,000 pages on Instagram. How will I get discovered? There are videos online on YouTube to show you how you can make yourself more visible in a space with billions of people like Instagram. So just make sure that you check out those videos for the guide. And besides, even if you don't do all of that, one thing, in whatever you want to do in life, you have to be consistent. So consistency is a big part of it. But guaranteed, if you keep on doing whatever you are doing and you try to improve every time, you are going to get people's attention and you are going to succeed. If you are a person that, a lot of people my age have gone abroad at this time, so if you're a person that knows one or two people that have been abroad for some time, even if they've not had the idea, you can push it to them and say, I sew, you know how well I sew, make sure you know how to sew well, you know how well I sew, do you think it's a bad idea? Or if you can talk to people around you and see if they are interested, and then you guys work out how you send the pieces there. Make sure someone you trust, how you send the pieces there, and how the money will be split between both of you. Now, the other way is YouTube. If you're like me and you are not a very, very social person, YouTube is an awesome way it's an awesome way for you to get yourself out there. Now, the beautiful thing about YouTube is, though, growing on YouTube is a totally another story. If you guys are interested, I can make a video on how to start a channel and how to grow it a bit on YouTube. But the thing about YouTube is, if anybody comes to you because of the so what you did on YouTube, it slashes the work you have to do in half. Because if anybody should contact you after seeing whatever you've done on YouTube, it means that they already like what you are doing. So yeah, YouTube is another way. It's another awesome tool. That's what I have used personally in order to grow my garment manufacturing business. All right, so make sure to utilize the tools that we have. There's a lot of money to be made, via the internet. Now, after you have succeeded in grabbing people's attention, at this time, once you have people's attention, whether people from abroad contact you or not, you are going to be making some money. If you can build yourself on YouTube, you are making some money. If you can build yourself on Instagram before people abroad start contacting you, you are already going to be making some money. So you have your feet in the door, so to speak. Now, when you're working with people on the internet, trust is going to be a very big issue, because of number one, you are a Nigerian, you're a West African, and you are online. People don't trust you people already. Most times, or the people that would contact you for you to make pieces for them or pieces to send to them are people that have relatives in Nigeria. So that helps you reduce, the trust issue a bit. But the way that I do it is in terms of payments. But okay, let's say somebody wants to make 50 pieces of whatever group have agreed for them to make. Once 50% of the money is paid, because the money would most times come in 2 installments. For the very, very first job, it will be 50%, and by the time you can prove that the pieces have been completed, the balance would be paid. So once the person sends the money to you, what you are going to do is make sure to keep them informed every step of the way. Make sure to keep them involved. So for example, if money is sent to you, try and make sure you go to the market to get the materials for what you are supposed to make very, 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 very as close to the day that it is sent as possible. For example, if somebody sends you money on Wednesday, that is today, you would want to make sure you go to the market by like Thursday, Friday at most. When you are going on Friday, you tell them that, okay, I would be at the fabric store, I would be at so place from this time to this time. That if you don't have the fabric in-house already. And when you go there, you want to make a video call with them. Tell them you guys have to schedule the time that will work for both of you. You go there. I know that most times working internationally, but there's always a way. If somebody's contacting you from the UK, you people are almost running on the same time. If someone's contacting you from the US, you are going to be 5 hours or maybe 6 hours ahead of them. So most times, if you are going in the afternoon, it will have to be very early in the morning that they will pick, or you might have to go in the evening so that it will be right around their lunch time. Either ways, you want to make sure that you guys make a video call. Now, if you make a video call, first of all, it proves that you are a person, and they can take screenshots of your face while the call is going on, just to give themselves some comfort that they at least know what you look like. Another thing you want to do is you want them to pick out the fabrics by themselves. All right, so you're going to take a picture of the fabric, or you make a video call and you put up your camera, and then they pick out the fabrics for whatever design people have agreed on, or to show them the ones that you're picking out. Now, this doesn't really change anything, but just makes them a bit more relaxed. In my experience, I've learned that makes them a bit more relaxed. So keep your customers involved. That's one of the ways to calm them down a bit, that their 50% has not gone into the wind. All right. Issue of charging. Now, like I said at the beginning of this video, we're living in a country where inflation is crazy. Beginning of last year, wax, that's high target, used to be 4,500 naira in my state. I bought last week for 9,000 naira. So you see, that's 100% increase in just over a year. So that's crazy. So make sure that you don't undercharge. You want to charge with just a little bit of leeway in case you go to the market and there's been a slight change in the price. Another thing, make sure that you do not overcharge because you are dealing with people that are abroad. Most times there's that temptation to want to overcharge because you're dealing with somebody abroad, and you have the perception that if they send you 100 USD, that's 100,000 naira, so they have all the money in the world. That is not true. If you overcharge, there are a lot of you online, there are a lot of people like you, a lot of people can sew, especially now that everybody is sewing. You want to make sure that you charge appropriately. If not, they are going to leave you and move on to those other people. So you want to make sure that you keep your price just right enough for you. You know how much you are willing to give for the. Okay, let's say you know that making this kimono is going to take me 5 hours. You know how much you are okay with receiving for 5 hours of work. It's different for every person, not based on what everybody else is charging. And what's yours is going to come to you if it's meant for you. So make sure not to overcharge, make sure not to undercharge. That's another advice I would have for you. When you're dealing with international clients, it's not like your working clients, or it's not like people that you know or people that are close to you. So because of that, I feel like that's the main reason why you should hold yourself more accountable more. Now, these people will not come and hold your shirt or bring police to your shop if you don't make it well. But a lot of money can be made, and any slight mess up from you would spoil it for you in the long run. Make sure that when you are done, you make sure you're finishing it clean. Make sure to package it well. Packaging is very, very important. You want to make sure that all those little thread hanging here and there, you turn everything inside out, cut every single bit of thread, make sure the whole thing is well packaged, make sure it looks well, make sure that when they get it, it feels well made. This is a big market. You are going to be competing with people like me, competing with bigger Nigerian brands. You are going to be competing with even the Chinese. You give it your best because you are competing with everybody at this point. All right. Now that you've gotten the customer, they've come to you, they've asked you, okay, we have agreed on this, we have agreed on that. You know the designs that you are going to make for me. How are you going to collect the money, the first installment? Now, if you are dealing with Africans that are living abroad, most times they are going to be able to send to you without you needing to tell them what to do, because they might have families that live on the continents that they send money to already. But the services that they are going to use are going to be services like MoneyGram, are going to be services like WorldRemit, Remitly, SendWave. There are a few others. These are new services, relatively new services that makes it easy, cheaper cash for people living in the Americas and in Europe to send you money conveniently. Once you send it, you're going to receive it in a couple of minutes. Make sure to use the cash pickup option if they are told how should we send it. The cash pickup option, meaning that when they send you the money, you would have to go to a physical bank branch in order to withdraw your money. If you are dealing with Ghanaians, because by the time you enter international trade, you'll not only be dealing with people that live in the Americas or in Europe, you'll also be dealing with other Africans. If you are dealing with Ghanaians, they are going to want you to, the easiest way to receive money from them will be using Momo, MTN Mobile Money. That's the easiest way to receive money from Ghanaians. If you are dealing with a person that is older, they are not going to use all these other new services that I've mentioned. They are going to use more traditional means of wiring money, like MoneyGram. They are going to be using services like Western Union and RIA, R-I-A. The thing about these older services, they are slower than the newer services. So if somebody sends you $50 on Wednesday, 7 o'clock in the morning, you'll be able to cash it around Thursday. Go around 8 o'clock in the morning. That is when you'll be able to cash it. So there has to be a 24-hour time limit, so that in case if you have scammed somebody, they'll be able to say, no, I don't want to do it again, and quickly pull out their money. That's how the older services work. That's services like MoneyGram, WorldRemit, Western Union, and RIA. Now, one more thing about Western Union and why I would say use Western Union only when there's no other choice is that Western Union allows you to send money only once in 3 weeks. So let's just call it once in 1 month. So if you as a person, that's your BVN, you as a person, your bank verification number has received the money from Western Union this month, you will not be able to receive money again from Western Union, no matter where it's coming from, until after 3 weeks. So use Western Union sparingly, only where you have to. But services like MoneyGram and RIA, you can use it as many times as you want. So I prefer those ones for the more traditional way of receiving money internationally. So yeah, and countries like Kenya, I believe other African countries that don't allow their citizens to send money to Nigerians at all. So when you're working with those other countries, there are a lot of deals I have missed from Kenyans because of that issue. Most times they have to send through a Nigerian staying there and all of that. It gets a bit. But if the person that wants to work with you is really wants to work with you, most times they find a way if they have other Nigerians living around them. This is the information you would have to give to somebody that wants to send money to you, and give you this information so that you don't go and end up sending your BVN to who you are not supposed to, or your bank accounts. If you are dealing international trade, most times, if you are dealing with a corporation, like for example, if you are dealing with YouTube, or if you are dealing with Google or some other bigger companies, they can send the money straight to your DOM account. But most times, when you are dealing with with people, not entities, they would send it using one of these services, and these services do not require your bank account. So don't give anybody your bank account. Now, if you are using the newer services that I mentioned, that's WorldRemit, Remitly, and SendWave, what you will tell them is when they are sending the money to you, they should use the cash pickup option. All right, and also they are going to need your name, so your 3 names as it appears on your BVN. So for me, it's indifferent, precious. And TUI, for you, it should be your 3 names as they appear on your BVN. Another thing they will need is your home address. Give them your home address. So the home address you used on your NIN, you give them that home address. Other things they will need is your city, that's the city that you live in, and they will need your state. They would also need your phone number, and they will need a zip code. Now, a zip code is a code that is used for pinpointing a particular area. So let's say, for example, if you live on Bode Thomas, how to find, how to know what your zip code is you look for a landmark close to where you stay. So let's say if you live in Lagos, you can say Bode Thomas zip code, and it will give you a number. It's a 6-digit number. It will be either 540, something. My own number is 540, and there are some 3 numbers, 2 something, at the end of that. So it's going to be a 6-digit number. So you also need to give them that number as well, your zip code. By the time you people have finished, you've shown them, when you are done making the clothes, you need to show them proof of how many pieces you made for them. So using pictures or using a video call, you can use that to authenticate that, okay, I have made all of the things I was supposed to make for you, I am ready to ship. If you are dealing with other Nigerians that are living abroad, they are going to most likely have a way to ship the clothes to themselves a bit cheaper than the alternative. So if you're a person like me that is not living in Lagos, I'm not going to tell you where the state I'm living in. If you know, you know. I don't live in Lagos. I mean, I'm a normal person. I don't know how you people do it. Lagos has at least 16 million people living. That is almost the same number with New York and London, the same amount of people in New York and London combined. So I can't live in Lagos. If not, I don't know how you people do it. But if you live in a place like for me, I would have to ship it to Lagos to a family member of theirs, and the person handles the shipping to wherever it is going to. Even when I'm moving things to other African countries, I do the same thing. If you are moving it to countries that are a bit close, couriers like ABC can do it for you. But if there is no other way, I've seen other companies that handle logistics on Instagram, but I don't really trust them, and I have personally not used them before, but I know that people have used them. But if there is no other way, then you would have to use companies that are a bit expensive, like DHL, UPS, or FedEx. Now, I've used FedEx a couple of times, I've used DHL a couple of times, but most times I have used these services when I'm making for somebody that intends to wear them, not intend to sell them. Because if you are going to sell them, that really increases your cost of production. Now, I really hope this helps. I've given people at least 10 million naira worth of grind for nothing more than your data. So if you liked the video, if you learned anything, make sure to send this video to your friends that are hoping to make some money. Earning in foreign currency is really empowering. It puts you above whatever is going on in the country. If they like, you should say fuel is 2,000 naira for 1 liter. As long as the dollar will act accordingly, you will just be fine if you earn enough of it. There are a lot of other ways to earn in USD, like for instance, making these videos for you guys on YouTube and all of that. And I think I will develop an entire segment on this channel. I really hope I will have the time to on how to educate you guys about the business side of our crafts. So make sure to share this video with somebody. Like the video if you've enjoyed it. I'll see you in the next video. You have a lovely day. Bye bye.